All right. Colin Quinn in studio.
Hi,
yes,
everybody.
What fun we had at the Halloween party.
Oh, we had first, let me just say, Jim Norton, brilliant, and really what you guys said, doing that kind of material, you know, it's not easy, and it was really great to see somebody.
You said it was a man set.
It was a man set, and I didn't vouch for the outfit.
What was wrong with the outfit?
The fact that it was an outfit. That he was so proud. You could just see him getting out of the cab or the car, trying not to wrinkle himself. All dressed up with Mommy.
Oh, you'd be disgusted. I actually brought it in a separate over-the-shoulder bag. Had them steam it.
It was a back-to-school outfit.
Could you steam this, please?
But it was a great set.
Thank you.
Oh.
But, yeah, that was some Halloween party. I think.
Well, what'd you say about Letterman, though, too?
Oh, I was saying that Letterman definitely, Anthony nailed it. He could care less about anybody. I was in there once a couple of years ago, and for some reason I made him laugh. I said something sarcastic on the air. Afterwards, the producers go, Letterman really liked you. He liked you. And I go, great. Well, you know, I live 2 blocks away from the show, so if you ever have a fallout, call. Oh, you really? You could do... Hey, guys, sure. So I was just picturing myself being like the new Tony Randall, getting all these free $600 paychecks and nailing...
Never just getting the phone call.
That was 3 years ago. They've never called me once.
And you live right there.
Not once. Not
someone,
once. The school says you've been there.
Yeah, in case someone cancels, they could call Colin Quinn. He would be there like that.
Yeah, I got
like
a little
that.
material. I had it all planned out in my head. Never call once. So.
Oh.
Now Jim's like, what does it have to do with me?
No, I know exactly what it has to do with me. No matter how good you think you do, he just forgets you before he's up those steps.
Yeah, either way, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I think it's just another show under his belt.
But someone in his position, what is it going to take for him to remember you? Because he's seen it all.
Like to do 10 appearances, to be that person that keeps coming back on the show time and time again. Then he'll know who you are.
And even then, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
He's even on the breaks, he just sits there and looks out numbly at the audience.
In the scheme of things, it doesn't matter. He's Dave. He's done this for years. He's got his way of doing it, and that's it.
Well, you know,
well, you're gonna fault the man. You're gonna fault the man. Don't screw up our December appearance.
I am gonna fault him.
You're gonna fault him. He's a genius. He's been on the air doing this for how many years? Come on, longer than all of them put together. Parr, Carson, right? No,
I don't know about that.
Of course not, but I'll say that.
What's he, 20 years now? Over 20 years?
Who cares? What do you think? I follow his damn career? Let's move on.
I don't know. You might know.
I want to talk about the party Tuesday.
You do?
Mamma mia. I left about probably 10 minutes before Flav and them. You know, I knew they weren't going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Were you on the? You were on the stage for part of the Flav.
Colin left in the middle of that whole thing with Flav. You just finally were like, what am I doing here?
He's an old salt. He knew exactly what was happening.
What am I doing
here? I was there when they started.
Yeah.
Flavor Flav and Chuck D. When Chuck D weighed under 280. And I walked to the front, and as I was walking in, meanwhile, they checked me for like 6 laminates when I came in. They're like, look, this is what we have to do. I was like, I understand. 6 laminates, they go backstage.
They had to take...
Kenny had to come get me.
They had to do it. Yeah, they had to do a DNA test.
Bunch of crap.
I was
retinal
leaving,
scan.
the same girl sitting at that door, looking anywhere but to right where she was standing, as like... 50 thugs came rolling in.
Yep.
And I was like, boy, I'm leaving right before the Superdome. They came rolling in.
Well, we discussed
check their laminates?
No, it was no. You didn't even look near them.
Laminates, indeed.
They was rolling 20 deep up in there.
We talked about earlier, Flavor Flav hijacked our Halloween show. He was on that stage for 55 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think...
He was supposed to do 5, maybe 10.
Yeah.
I think that Flavor Flav was understandable because he is the big name now, but I think from now on, your audience and hip-hop should not be...
Never the twain shall meet.
Yeah, they...
Was I the only one on the edge of my seat just waiting for some awful thing to happen?
I was waiting for maybe an audience chant that involved an N,
yes,
a pairing of a couple of consonants, and then maybe an R at the end.
Oh. It really was. The green room was like one of those Johnson family reunion movies. And here's Uncle Nate. He passes gas at the family barbecue.
It was just, it didn't stop.
No.
And now I want to introduce, who, what now? He's got his whole family up there.
And like you said, it just doesn't stop, and we could leave it at that.
No.
Whole family.
No, the whole family.
That's the thing, I guess, as far as, economically speaking.
Yeah.
Where does the family stop? I don't want to say they were ghetto, but the kids had bling holders.
We'll be talking about this. We'll be talking about this one for years.
Ooh.
The green room was painted purple. I'm talking about a ghetto situation.
I knew there was going to be. I knew there was going to be problems because there were just too many in his posse.
Right?
No, there was.
Really?
There was a couple of incidents where one of our fans, her sister, got a pocketbook taken right off her arm as the gentleman laughed at her.
Oh, no.
Yeah, as one of the gentlemen laughed at her.
Inside or outside?
Either
inside, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it was just inside the door. I'm not sure of all the details.
I'm talking right outside. Why didn't
talking to my ass again.
Why didn't you tell the cops?
I believe a cop was told. First, security inside the place was told, and they did nothing. And then a cop was told, and they, by that point, what are you going to do?
Was the guy gone?
Yeah, he was gone.
There were witnesses, though?
Yeah, this happened. This happened.
I just find it hard to believe
there was a lot of groping, a lot of grabbing by the posse.
That's I'm telling you,
they
as I was
just
coming
love doing that.
It's unbelievable.
They love doing that. I don't know why.
Yes,
What
you
is
do.
it?
We all know why.
I believe Jim.
Right.
I believe Jim was
years ago.
introducing the issue on Letterman last night. Why? That's messed up.
Yeah, it just got one. It was one of those things where, two worlds met that should never have met.
Yeah.
Cigars and Scotch has a good question. Cigars and Scotch, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Great show. The thing that everyone was wondering in the crowd was, were they wanded like we were when they came in, and was there the same security scrutiny that we went through to get indoors?
I'm sure. I think the wands were there because of them, yeah.
I just said no.
They weren't
when I was
wanded, though?
leaving.
No.
When I was leaving, literally, the girl at the door that gave me high scrutiny, the legend, by the way, and I still took it because I'm humble, and people were, like 40 guys, and I said to this couple that was leaving, actually it was the girl and her boyfriend that came in second in the dunking contest, and she was very upset, but, she understood, but I said, hey, looks like we left just before the fall of, and they're like, yeah.
The fall of...
Yeah.
All right.
Club Soda Kenny had his hands full. He had that look on his face like when he was a rookie patrolman and he had to work Ashford and Simpson. His sergeant pulled a prank on him. He said, you work the side door here at the... He's like, I'm all alone.
Yeah, Kenny was...
Buckner Boulevard.
Kenny was uber stressed at that point.
The magnetometers are like standard operating procedure for us, and we didn't discriminate. Everybody allegedly was supposed to be wanted coming in and walk through that metal detector.
All right.
And I want to thank that guy for dressing like me.
Oh, yeah. Gonzo, Long Island, what's up?
How you doing, boys? Good morning.
Hey. Good morning.
Hey, great show. Listen, at the O&A show, me and my girl were trying to get a picture with Flavor Flav. So he's at the back, and he's trying to get up there and go to the corner. And we got in there. We're like, can we get a picture with Flav? And the fucking...
hey!
Now they're going to interrupt your story.
Yeah, well, guys, hold on, because they dumped out. So you were trying to get a picture with Flavor Flav. We're up to that point. Go ahead.
So we want to get a picture of Flavor Flav. And we're up there, and the bodyguard, no joke, goes... I'm sorry, your girl's too white. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me, man.
Too white to take a picture with him?
To take a picture with Flavor Flav. I'm like, dude, you got it.
I'm sure he was joking.
Once again...
Hold on. I don't know if... I think this guy's onto something, because my girl tried to get a picture with Flavor Flav, and she was denied.
Maybe they're just talking about logistics, like the camera can't handle the contrast, and they just know.
Just blows up camera.
Who denied Lindsay a picture with Flav?
Flav did.
He said no?
Yeah.
But all I'm telling you is, whether it was a joke or not, if that had been the other way around.
Of course.
It'd be on the front page of Newsweek.
Of course.
Magazine.
Exactly.
It was Axl Rose, blah, blah, blah. Back in the day, they'd call him up.
Of course.
That sickens me.
Dude, your chick was denied a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Sir, if it's any consolation, I'll take a picture with your girlfriend. She's not too white for me. No, I'm just kidding.
So that guy might be onto something with that. Yes, Kenny.
Well, Flav himself said no to her, or the guys did.
Shut up. We just said Flav himself. What,
I believe it was Flav.
But no, last night you were all balls to the wall. Now you're like, wait a minute, let's not jump to a conclusion. I mean, William Drayton Jr. would never. Yes, he said Flav denied Lindsay, and this guy got denied by the bodyguard. Pay attention, boy. Pay attention.
I tried to get Lindsay the picture, and they just blew her right off.
Yeah.
Who'd you talk to?
Wow.
Flav and the bodyguard.
Yeah.
You said it's Ope's girlfriend?
Yeah, I said.
He didn't know who.
First of all, Flavor Flav
didn't know who
I would love to
Opie,
sit here and
Anthony,
be
anyone
cocky
was.
like we're so popular that Flav knows who we are. Flav did our show and had no idea
Well, then why
who
was
we
he
were
Can I say something
on Tuesday night.
without being throwback about it? You let your beautiful girlfriend take a picture with that animal? You tell her, don't go near. I don't want to show that King Cole over here.
Kenny.
Well, I'm just saying he has this reality show.
We know, we get it, the reality show, but let's leave it.
Want the Frank Vincent scene from Jungle Fever when she walks in the door?
Oh, how great was that?
You took a picture.
I raised her.
Hey, Paul in Cleveland, what's up?
Hey, during the costume contest, I could hear some girl like 3-4 times in a row just screaming, "Stop touching my ass!"
Oh, God. Great. That's what you want.
Punching out, fellas.
All right, let's go to Mastic and say hi to Bobby. Bobby!
Uh-oh.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
All right, Bobby.
Great show, great show. I was actually in the upper left corner where Flav was taking his pictures,
Yeah.
and I got up to get a bud, and the guy, the HNIC, I'll call him, told me, you got to sit back down. His Aussie leader, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, he was a badass.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm amazed we didn't have a major incident at that party.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Because like I think Colin said, there was two worlds colliding.
yeah, but there were definitely the white people outnumbered them. Although, but
the white people were
Not
more
by the
scared.
time I left.
They outnumbered them in fear too. The white people.
And by the time it started ending,
There
the
was some
crowd.
hardcore white guys there. I saw some guys that looked like they didn't back down for much. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Your audience has a few hardcore.
A few of them.
I'm telling you, I saw them.
It just would have been one of those pandemonium
Yes, it
race
would have been
riots
a
that I
race riot.
really think would have gotten us some really good press.
And they would have rolled in 40 dude. That's what they were coming for when I left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had one guy up front, a big white dude. He had a camera. It was so funny. He was trying to take pictures. The camera was like it was like a diamond in his hand. He was so big as mitts. He looked
Big
like
set of mitts on him.
He liked to go.
Yeah, he probably wanted to go.
Did you have a good time, Colin?
I did have a good time.
Any other observations from the Halloween show?
What made me laugh the most was when you started. Not only did you call out poor Vos,
yeah.
but then you would. The look on Opie's face of disgust for like 5 minutes. You were ready to fight. I didn't realize Opie's kind of a psycho.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just learning that?
Yeah. But just the look on your face towards Vos, and Vos like,
No, Vos had true fear in his eyes because he really thought I was going to go across the hall.
you would have.
Well, you never know.
You would have for radio. I know you would.
Let's just put
He
it that
was
way. You
scared.
never know.
He was pulling Vos. It was only 8 feet away.
We kind of said it a little earlier, but Vos got all cocky in the green room, in the safety of our white green room, doing Flavor Flav jokes about the ahs and the oohs that Flav was doing on the stage, saying that's all he knows from the alphabet. I go, let's go across the hall and tell Flav what you just said.
No, stop.
And the pure panic in his eyes
But you grabbed
made me chuckle.
The whole thing, see, here's the thing about Opie that I realized. He doesn't like, that's another reason you can't have these rappers on. First, there bring 40 people everywhere.
Yeah.
It's really obnoxious. Even though, I was there when all this started, not to be an old man about it. MTV in the late 80s, like, the Beatles want an extra guest for their sick son, and then, like Kool Moe Dee needs 130, and they would just give it to them instead of going no. So that's how this all started. And then clubs did it with but Opie hates disorganization. And that's why he was going to do it, because he didn't care if we all died. He was just like, this is not controlled environment.
This will bring this to an end.
And here's why it wasn't a total abomination, the whole scene, because Flav is in his 50s, I think. And even his bodyguards are older guys. Like, they're older dudes.
If it was like a younger...
That one bodyguard was violence personified.
Yes, but they weren't.
That guy wanted a problem. I mean,
this young black dude was like said something to Flav, like heckled him.
Yeah.
And the bodyguard looked at the young black dude like this, literally he melted the guy.
Here's the difference.
Melted him.
Club Soda Kenny's amazing with security, absolutely, but he doesn't want any problems.
No.
Flavor Flav's guy is there because he wants a problem. That's the difference.
That guy, yeah.
The one guy to our left, right?
Well, they're hoping for some kind of shooting because that's what makes the news, and it makes the guy more popular.
Records.
It sells records.
They were older guys, and a lot of his people were older.
No, a lot of his people on stage. We're not talking about the stage people. We're talking not the posse backstage. We're talking about coming in. When I was leaving, I saw people streaming in from 42nd Street. They must have heard Flavor was there.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was so funny because I came in, and we all know the legend is quite well known. I had to wait for like 6 laminates. I had to call Kenny. I had to call Poe.
God.
If I hadn't seen Poe at the bar, I had like They're like, oh, look, this is how we have to do it. I was like, I understand.
Yeah, all that
They
stuff.
streamed in. This girl was looking like this. I go, what about them?
Oh, yeah, what about them?
She looked at me like, whoa.
You know what about them?
Look, yeah.
And then they said, what are you talking about us? I go, yeah, no, what about you guys getting a free drink? Ha, ha, ha. No.
Why does there have to be a 50-person posse? What is that?
But it's true, the posse was kind of like the family reunion with the T-shirts.
What's Tom?
Drayton for,
Tom?
Oh, Tom, yes.
I think you're missing one of the key points, and I don't like to come in, but one of the key points in that, when Flav was on the stage and the crowds, and he introduces his 2 daughters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
That's where it could have got ugly. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Show us your...
Yeah.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden, he turned around and looked at the crowd, walked right up to the edge of the stage and said, what did you say? And that crowd went about as silent, as quick.
Yeah, oh, nothing.
Yeah, no, that was
nothing.
I honestly was backstage. I heard that went on.
And then Flav...
So, wait, the whole crowd stopped immediately?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then Flav, and then Flav goes, oh, man, I got my mom here. Could you just wait till I get my mom off the stage?
By the way...
And he had his mother take it off the stage because they're all like, show your...
Yeah.
Asking for
and meanwhile, if it was anybody else that said, I got my mother on the stage, they'd have started the chant for the mother, too.
Yeah.
Really? So I don't know. All I'm saying is it's hard to take a lesson from Tom when he's wearing a tie like Flavor's Uncle Earl.
It's a fine shade of green.
That tie came from the Superfly boutique in Freeport.
You're going to try to fight back? You nuts?
Absolutely.
All right.
John Manelli says, hey, Colin, well, we're going to talk about maybe doing a show. And he says, I'd love to do a show, but, Nick drives me crazy, yada, yada, yada. Then later he says, if I do the show with Nick, I'll die. If I do the show without Nick, I'll die. I said, well, Colin, that's a conundrum. How do you do a show?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I told him the truth. Because John Manelli,
Yeah.
he came in and...
He's the
new PD here in New York.
New PD here.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I'll talk about doing a show. And I was like, I can't do a show because I'll do it without Nick. Me and Nick tried to do it together. It didn't work out. I said, if I try to go in without Nick and he finds out, he'll kill me. Tom goes, well, you do it with him or without him, he's still screwed, huh? I go, yeah. Tom really put it into place exactly.
I didn't like that slam on Tom's tie either, by the way.
Yeah, that was not nice.
Come on.
Good look.
Takes a brave man to wear a tie like that.
Absolutely.
It really does. Shasta stopped making that flavor.
Shasta.
I would have went with Lifesavers myself. But.
A brave man to say, I don't care what people think of my sexuality. I'm just putting this around my neck. If it was a hog tied around his neck, it wouldn't look more gay.
So who walked to the front of the
Hey, we missed that girl.
Who walked to the front of the stage when the daughters were getting the chant?
Flav did.
Flav himself?
Yeah, I didn't know he said that. It sounded to me like he just goes, my mother's
He
here,
did.
everybody.
He did say it like that. He wasn't saying it. No one was scared of it. He's a 50-year-old guy in a gold crown. They were kind of like...
It says, have it your way on the side.
He is Flavor Flav.
He was backed up, though, by his peeps.
No, his posse was family. I'm telling you, the people coming streaming in.
I'm glad we all, including our listeners, got out of there alive.
Yeah.
I was amazed. There was nothing
that was good.
Another close shave for the white man.
Yeah, a little bit. Hey, you guys hear what happened on ESPN?
No.
What's the story? It's just coming in, actually.
Just someone got in trouble for saying something.
Oh, here it is. Former NFL tight end Brian Kitchen will not work as an ESPN commentator this week because of a comment he made during last Saturday's broadcast of the Northern Illinois-Iowa game. Kitchen was explaining the need for receivers to make catches with their hands because they are tender and can caress the ball. He then paused and said, "That's kind of gay, but hey." The comments were inappropriate, and we apologize for them, said ESPN's Vice President of Public Relations, Josh blah blah.
Hey, Josh, let me interrupt you because Josh, I understand at ESPN you have to be somewhat sensitive, but your core audience is not gay.
But not only that, this is the fall. This is why the West is falling. This kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
You understand me?
political correct. Everyone's got to be
anything.
Coddled and petted.
But except for anybody could come in from any place else and say anything. Everybody's like, well, that's just that's a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We've all been saying kind of gay our entire lives, and I think even in the gay community they say that's kind of gay.
They would not care about that. The world is falling apart because of this kind of stuff. This is where the West is falling. I swear.
Yep.
The comments were inappropriate.
Sickening.
Kitchen's future with ESPNU is under review. ESPN's decision first was reported in blah, blah, blah. Kitchen, blah, 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 blah. All right.
There are two
I'm sorry, real fast, Dan. They were completely inappropriate and not at all a reflection of who I am or the way I perform my work. See, now he has to grovel. This is Kitchen saying this.
It is who you are because
ESPN.
We all are like that. You make jokes. You use that word. There's two distinct different uses for the word gay.
Absolutely.
Fag,
and both
like
of them
that.
are fine.
Yeah,
compared to what goes on in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Why can't you say, like, you walk into someplace and you see your friend just bought a new couch, and you go, that is the gayest couch I've ever seen.
Are you talking about Jim's thing from last night?
Actually, I'm talking about Jim's thing. Now, do you have a gay couch?
No, I have a very comfy couch.
But we
and every
gay
girl,
guy
excuse me, every girl that saw, and you know the gay guy, I won't say his name on the air, but that's a completely true story.
He deludes himself that he's not considered gay.
Oh, no, he knows. He's coming out very slow.
Robert Kelly?
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
He has morbid gay-becity.
Yeah, but I mean, you've used it your whole life. Or come on, don't you go? You want to go out tonight? Nah, I'm gonna hang out. Dude, don't be a faggot. Come out. It doesn't mean don't stay home and have sex with men. But it means don't just hang out. Don't be a faggot.
Right.
But we have a hard time, because Anthony's from one of these like hapog white trash towns. So
Huntington, sir.
Yeah. And he's proud. Meanwhile, he's the guy that dressed that kid for Halloween and when I opened Anthony's outfit.
Right. I had that one in my closet. Why don't you wear it, sonny boy?
Right.
And
I have no need for this right now.
I have no mercy for any of these guys either because they're all caving into it. They're apologizing. Not one of these guys has the balls. You know who had the balls? The manager of the White Sox, who was just belligerent after he said what he said. Yeah, all right, whatever. Yeah, it was so... He was really belligerent about it, and he kept his job. I mean, the fact
Why are they so scared?
They're worms.
They are scared for their jobs.
No, they're not worms. The guy was a tight end in the NFL. I'd like to see him come in here and have you not feel sorry for him as he chokes you to death with his giant hand around that blubber turkey neck. You're like, no, I didn't mean you. I meant the spokesman.
They're all afraid for their jobs, and they are worms.
Well, they're afraid for their jobs. They have lovely kids to feed, You don't know how it is, a family man. You have to buy green ties for liven up your life once in a while.
It's the people that make them apologize. The companies, ESPN, the head of, who is it?
Josh.
Josh. The head of public relations.
Josh.
Vice president of this. All these people should just ignore it.
Well, I want just one of these companies to play it out and see what actually would happen.
Yeah, see what'll happen.
See what would happen. It's a dumb little comment that has been said a million times. Let them be.
Are they really going to be a huge boycott?
Are they really going to rally the troops over that?
I saw a boycott movie the other night on HBO, and it was a really shocking story. It was about a group of Mexicans called Walkout. These Mexicans left school early.
Are you kidding?
I couldn't believe it.
Hey, we got the audio of the guy actually doing the comment. Here it is.
It looks like a pass that needs to be caught.
Yeah, you can't use your shoulder to catch a football. You've got to get your hands out there every night. And I'm out there with my kids working on catching the football. They want to use their body. It's just a natural instinct as a human being. But you've got to learn to be able to put the ball in your hands. Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but hey, close.
Fourth down.
You hear the silence?
That he knew right then.
The silence.
That is the silence.
Cowards.
The silence of Well,
I think
every man for themselves.
Yeah, abandoned ship.
I won't acknowledge that was just said because I want to keep my job.
The disturbing part is that he said, I'm out there with my kids every night, and then he goes into that.
Yeah, the caressing.
Yeah, this guy could be like one of them child molestators.
He realized that ESPN wouldn't put up with that, but he made an honest mistake. He wasn't purposely trying to, piss off any group.
And the way the guy was saying it, it did sound a little gay. If you ask me.
There's no differentiating between like just some silly offhanded remark and true hate speech. The left stinks, and so does the right, the conservatives who are afraid of being protested. They all just suck.
But
a bunch of cowards.
Why don't you sit up?
Because I'm relaxing, Carl. Don't be a fag. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. I meant cigarette. Don't be a cigarette, Carl.
Boy. Jimmy Norton has been suspended.
Boy. I meant to say, don't be such a silly
review.
It really is the left and that started this. And all I ever hear them is like, oh, yeah, do you believe? Like, they did something recently where they were mocking, like, some political correctness. I'm like, you guys started it. And you cemented it. And and it's such a double standard. Some people say things, people are like, oh, come on, let it go. And then other people, nauseates me.
Gee, like when Jerry Brown said something where he dropped an N-bomb and Sharpton defended him, saying, well, you know, he's good to the black community and blah, blah, blah. But yet if it had been somebody else who
come on. James Byrd was in the Klan. He's a Democrat.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
He's a Klansman.
Well, he's a Democrat, huh?
James Byrd.
I don't know that, James. I don't know.
All right, let's go to Matt on Long Island. Matt?
Hope he knows when it's time to bail.
Yeah.
Sorry. Matt, what's up?
I saw the clip and I thought there was nothing wrong with it, but it's the whole country's always like that. They can't even upset two people. Like where two gays would say, oh well, that puts like a negative connotation on being gay.
Yeah.
If you say gay couch, but like that's just the language now. I mean, 50 years ago, no one had any problem saying the N-word, and everybody used it.
I don't know why we have to be punished because of a lot of mean-spirited crap. Yeah, please, as soon as the mics
are off.
For no reason at all, we'll say it. When talking about the Osmonds, we find a way to squeeze it in. But why are we being punished?
That's a man's man right there, Colin.
We're being punished with humor because of horrible things people said and did in the 1950s, and I'm tired of it. Why should my humor suffer because of something some hillbilly said before he created some strange fruit, if I may?
Right. Exactly.
Strange fruit.
And how many gays are watching ESPN anyway? Let's be honest here.
Probably not.
They all want to be the center.
Right. They're watching all those home decorating shows on TLC.
Everybody wants to do the star, the quarterback who throws the forward pass.
The forward pass. That new thing.
That's what I do when my friends are watching football. I ruin it by saying things like, oh, this guy should throw a forward pass.
And by the way, why, a bunch of gay guys want to run around and redecorate your queer eye for the straight guy? Fine. We're a bunch of queers.
Let's go.
You say
this guy
queer?
makes an offhanded remark about gays, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Oh my God! Yeah, he knew right away.
Oh, they all just suck.
When I was growing up, queer was one of the most negative things you could say about a gay person. You queer. That guy's a queer.
Queer baby.
And now it's been accepted by gays. They use it on, like you said, queer eye for the straight guy. They use it.
George Colin.
It's the name of a TV show. Yeah, exactly.
George Colin did the best bit of all time where he goes, when I was going to fag, he wasn't that. I'll go home, fag. It's 10 o'clock. He goes, a fag was a guy that wouldn't go downtown with you and beat up queers.
Let's go to Jake in Texas. Jake.
Hey, what's going on, O&A?
Oh, I just love when we gay bash. Sorry.
Let's see if San Francisco dumps out of this.
I'm sure they will. They're not going to get much of a show today. Jake, what's up?
What are the gays going to do? Boycott going to football games?
Yeah, wouldn't that be
the point?
Yeah, that's the point. It's not the core audience, but there's groveling executives, and you know what they are? They are just groveling, just college boy douches. Mm-hmm. They're just groveling douches.
Someone's got to stick up for the gay community. I don't think they care about this crap.
They're not.
They really don't care about this crap.
They just don't get beat up in high school, They joke about it too.
It's the corporate asses that are completely out of touch with what really is going on out there.
The special interest groups, why they like the gay alliance, GLAAD. I mean, they're a little hypersensitive and irritating, just like the ADL is, But it's like most gay people could care less about some offhanded remark like that. That's not meant to be nasty.
Well, I disagree. I think Linda Stassi says it best.
I had to mention her.
She said, "There's a real gut buster."
Yeah,
I was holding my sides.
She said something. It had me in stitches. She was talking. She was giving 4 stars to the three or the 1.2 new Chappelle episodes that were released, and she said
1.2.
She had to buckle herself in to keep from falling off the stage.
Off the couch, she says.
Off the couch. Great. Buckled herself in with her cadaver hands.
She got seatbelts on her couch.
She does.
That's hysterical right there.
Oh, God. I'm so glad she gave 4 stars to that monumentally long DVD set.
Maybe she doesn't watch it on a camera. Maybe she has seatbelts because she watched it in her truck like, Flavor Flav.
Having a little video in the. Yeah, forget it.
All right, we got a break. There we go. We're late. When we get back, we got taser clips.
Yeah, we got to play these.
We'll play them when we get back.
What are the taser
Love
clips?
taser clips. It's just clips of people, criminals being tasered.
That's funny.
And they're all belligerent and nasty right up until they get tased.
They're all just horrific.
Then they're very cooperative.
Huh? I thought I heard you guys saying something about The View. What the heck was it?
Oh, there's a little story about The View.
It's they discussed the John Kerry Iraq joke.
And I'm sure Rosie was outraged.
No, it actually came down to Joy and that dope Elizabeth.
I guess
she's eye candy, but she stinks when it comes to talking about real issues.
I got to guess Joy and Rosie were probably it's not a big deal. I don't think they were outraged.
No, it was Elizabeth that just lost her mind. I mean, that's good stuff, too. So now we have a decision to make.
Oh, no.
We'll figure it out during the break. It's the O virus spreading across America. Colin Quinn in studio. What are we promoting there, Colin?
When are you
Gotham Comedy Club. Cool.
When are you there?
Folks, if you really want some gut-busting good times, come to the Gotham Comedy Club Thursday through Sunday.
Starting tonight.
Every seat has a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Tonight, one show, 9:30.
Fall off.
One show tonight, 9:30, and then two shows Friday, 2 Saturday, and 1 Sunday. Gotham Comedy
Keith
Club.
Robinson off the show. So
Did you really?
Yep.
Good. Why?
Well,
because they had booked other people, so I canceled them.
Good. Bye, Keith.
Gotham Comedy Club, 23rd Street between 7th and 8th Avenues, 212-367-9000 for Colin Quinn.
I don't get it either.
What is it
one
for?
Of those things. It's for some. I don't know. It's for some show. And what does the guy say?
Here comes Jimmy.
CSI, or it's one of these. I'm so sick of these uncreative douches in television. The promo is this for some show. It's a lawyer show called Sharks. And the
starring James Woods.
And here's the promo. The one guy goes, I hope you know what you're doing. And the guy goes, don't I always? Who's watching because of that?
That's the whole.
Well, then they do lasers and stuff, or what?
Yeah. Yes. It stinks.
Well, maybe they marketed and said, a lot of people feel like they don't know what they're doing in the world. If we had a show where somebody really was sure of themselves, people would be into it.
Oh, my
Don't I always?
God.
I wish I was more like him.
Wow.
I have to watch this.
I tell you what, that guy really grabs a bull by the horns. That's what they're going to call that show. Bull by the horn grabber. CBS. I hate it. It's like sitcoms. They'll never show you a funny line. Honey, you're late from work. Well, aren't I late yesterday?
There's one that's running on Fox, and it is horrific. I saw it yesterday. I wanted to throw something through the TV. It's a guy and a girl, of course, and they're talking, and the guy says something about liking a girl that reads. And the girl says to him, yeah, because guys are always looking for girls with big books. I just stared blankly at the television.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Big books.
Big book. And you hear just, blah!
Canned laughter.
Canned laughs come flying out like it's the funniest thing that it was ever spoken.
Faggot public, you deserve what you get. Watching shows with canned laughter, you should all be shot.
Well, some shows are good with canned laughter.
Really?
Yes.
Like MASH?
No.
That was always good.
MASH was good. Yeah, I know.
That was always
good. Groucho Marx said it right. Canned laughter ruined sitcom writing because you didn't have to be funny. You were guaranteed the laughs.
Yeah.
Or however Groucho said it.
I was going to say, did he say it in that elongated?
No, he probably said it brilliantly and funny. And
I remember him being a little more eloquent than that, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm just kind of clumsily. I'm kind of paraphrasing what Groucho.
I can't get the View audio to work.
No.
Maybe this freaking CD player just needs to be replaced.
That's probably what it is.
It's meant to be that we watch the taser thing instead.
Do you know what? Do you know what show at Canned Laughs that really makes me laugh? It's a British show, Alan Partridge show.
I don't like the way you said it's a British show.
Say it.
Hey, listen, Madonna.
Don't
say British with a British accent.
I didn't. No, but it's a British show.
Shut your face.
I ran through all of the proper channels as far as my adoption goes.
My husband spent a lot of time.
We went through every thing we were supposed to. We weren't given any preferential treatment. It was as per our schedule.
She talks the way you talk right after you bite your tongue. She has that thing where you don't want to talk too roughly because it's so tender.
All right, we're going to do taser clips.
Tasers.
The John Kerry View thing isn't working.
Taser.
Tasers.
Yeah.
Rick and Bob are fighting for the mic in the picture. They're both holding it.
Yeah, this looks really...
They just showed Rick and Bubba. I guess they do a show in Alabama, is it?
Oh, it's
and
in
they show
Alabama.
their publicity shot, and they both have their fists on their chins.
It's like they're holding their chins as if they're thinking, like you'd grab your chin to go, and they're doing that.
Yeah, you do that if you're living in the 50s.
Kind of back to back. Oh, this is...
And you know what, Fox and Friends, you stink for the radio guys you're putting on. I'm sorry. Why don't you just stop it?
We did their show once, and we did a really good job, and we were never asked back. We do a lot of shows once. We do a lot of shows once.
Well, today in our disposable media, I guess that's okay.
We did.
Well, let's get tasers.
We did Best Week Ever once, and that was before we came back to the fine company that is CBS.
And they put everybody on there.
Well, but they realized that the Best Week Ever, they're fans of our show, and they put us on without asking the bigwigs.
Yeah.
Bigwigs found out and went, "You had those guys on Best Week Ever? Are you crazy? Do you want to be fired?"
You know, they're sitting out.
They stopped returning our calls, unfortunately.
Oops.
But now we're back as one happy family, so.
You got to put some, here's what you got to put on. You got to put on a chick who has nothing to say and some gay guy who every time we make a fashion joke, oh, that collar's too big. More clips.
And at least one new guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Carl, you almost slipped up there.
All right, now we're going back to the view stuff. Viewer taser. Someone help me out here. Help me out here,
Let's
Henry.
taser the view.
How about one taser video? Just give him a little tease.
Trying to go into a clip here.
Right, I don't know what to do anymore. We have 6 taser clips. We'll play this one.
All right.
All right, there you go.
It sounded like Vos. Like Vos.
All right, here we go. We all know by now what John Kerry said, right?
Yes.
It's in there? Okay, and then The View, because it's just such a terrific show for the housewives out there. They discussed the John Kerry joke that went wrong.
It doesn't even sound like the joke was a joke. Like the joke was, it was just as bad as what he said.
He's a stiff, horrid bore.
Who should never attempt humor.
No, he shouldn't talk.
Yeah.
Somebody should frag that guy, man.
All right, here we go.
A lot of news about John Kerry. Did you hear what he said in the response? Take a look. Everybody knows. Yeah, I didn't actually see it. I saw it this morning. Take a look at the tape. This is what he actually said during a campaign speech, so to speak.
You know, education, if you make the most of it, you study hard, and you do your homework, and you make an effort to be smart, you can do well. If you don't, you get stuck in a rack.
Stop. Right. Now, yeah, go ahead. Well, here's the prepared text that was in his speech that he didn't read. Was, do you know where you end up if you don't study, if you aren't smart, if you are intellectually lazy? You end up getting stuck in a war in Iraq. Just ask President Bush. That's what he was supposed to say. Yeah. But what came out was something different.
Well, then why wouldn't he have said, when I make a mistake, I would have gone, oops, sorry, I meant 2 days later.
A war in Iraq like President Bush. So all those bad things he was saying about not being educated was supposed to be pointed at Bush and not the troops.
Bush's lazy intellect, saying that he's a dope who got them into a war. But then wouldn't he have said, here's where you end up, running a war you can't get out of? But he didn't say that.
No, even then you're still kind of thinking, is he talking about the troops?
Yeah, he's a dope. And if a conservative had made this kind of a blunder, believe me, Rosie would not have taken that kind of view, and neither would the rest of the left. But now it's like, oh, it's just a joke that went awry. Well, the Democrats did attack him.
Republicans make better blunders.
Yes, they do.
Email slippings. And
they certainly do. Young lads in tight bikini shorts exercising.
Republican blunders are sexy.
Well, Rosie stayed out of this one. It actually was Joy Behar and Elizabeth Hasselbeck, or Hasselbeck, or whatever.
Hasselbeck.
She's on the show because she's great eye candy.
Back.
But so she tries to attempt to discuss something. It's just awful. It's just awful.
And then he said he botched a joke. You know, leave this to the professionals. John Kerry's put a sock in it. He's not funny. I mean, I really mean it. It's like he's not running for anything right now. He should have kept his big mouth shut because he sounds stupid. But I also have to say that I feel very sad that John McCain and John Kerry are arguing and fighting over the support for the troops from both of them are veterans of Vietnam. And these draft dodgers, Bush, Rumsfeld, and Cheney are making hay over this. America, wake up. Wait a second. Wake up and just be thankful.
He, whether you agree or disagree, Joey's got a point, and she made it perfgeorge clear.
George W. Making hay does not mean making a big deal over this. She misused the term making hay.
What does it mean?
George W. served.
Yeah, he did.
He served. He was a pilot.
In Alabama.
Yeah.
People attack Alabama.
Ever know in the VC with those tunnels they could dig?
That's right.
They'd pop up in Alabama. All of a sudden, people go, hey.
Rick and
Bubba.
He was a crop duster in Alabama.
He was in Alabama.
That's about all he did.
Wait a second. Wake up and just be thankful.
Here comes Elizabeth.
When he said that makes me mad. When I heard him saying that, I just counted my blessing. It made me feel thankful that John Kerry isn't the president of the United States. That was a possibility. He's so elitist, and he makes this. I think he just.
Yeah, she's right.
What do you mean by elitist? I believe he thinks he's better than everybody else. And if he was talking about President Bush, and he was saying if you did your homework, President Bush had a higher IQ than he does, and he also had better grades than he did. Well, they both went to Yale. They both had money. Why is Kerry an elitist and Bush not? Because John Kerry talks like he's God.
Because Bush talks like he's successful. He just speaks good English.
That's right. John Kerry goes back and forth all the time.
We're not doing a John Kerry campaign.
You can keep quiet in this, Rosie. It's good for you. Go ahead, We'll handle this.
You know what I love? This show is completely falling apart, and Barbara Walters is trying to keep it together. It's the most entertaining thing to watch.
Well, I love the show. Me and my friends, we save our vacuuming for afterwards.
All that show needed was for Flav to come out for 55 minutes.
Right.
For them to completely lose control.
Unbelievable.
Joy and Rosie, I like both. The two comics.
Oh, absolutely.
I like.
Absolutely.
But, just the other ones. Barbara Walters should just. I'd love her to just have a stroke while she's walking her dog, and as she falls into the street, a bus runs over the top of her skull and not kills her, just cuts off any movement below the neck,
except for pain.
What?
Except for unrelenting pain.
The show's gonna...
Yes, you're right. That's the only emotion she has. As she blows into the tube, her bottom hurts.
The show's going to evolve into Rosie's show.
It should.
John Kerry was like Mel Gibson without the booze yesterday when he said this, okay? Like he...
All right, Elizabeth.
Yeah, you go good.
Whether he meant it or not, it's out there, and it hurt a lot of people. It hurt families of troops. It hurt the troops out there, and he should be more responsible. He really should.
He made a mistake. How many botched jokes has Bush made? I have a whole book of Bushisms. It's past my ass. Come and see me perform. I'll read you some of the Bushes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Things are really, the fur's flying over there.
Why can't they just agree that both of them are blithering idiots? Why can't they?
Well, I think that what they should both say is, look, let's stop this. We have holes. We shouldn't talk politics. What are you cooking for Thanksgiving?
Yeah. What kind of muffins are you making?
That's right.
This is where it
when
gets...
your man asks for coffee, what is it? Black or light and sweet?
This is where it gets really heated. This gets very entertaining here.
Gibson's going to be on with us coming up next. Well, I don't know whether this really hurts the Democratic Party. Is this just John Kerry? What do you think? Or does this really spill over on the Democrats?
As long as the people who are against the Democrats are going to make hay out of this and lie about their record and go and continue to say that this war has been a good idea, when everybody knows it's not then they're going to win. If people are stupid enough to believe that, then go ahead. Wait a second. Why are you saying that? Because I'm a person who believes that this war is justified in the fact that we're fighting global terrorism. So I don't appreciate saying if you're stupid enough to believe that. I support. Look, I don't believe they've done everything right. Okay, and I believe it needs to be.
I'm going out there now on a limb, Elizabeth. I'm going out on a limb right now with that.
But maybe not.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Look, if you can make two choices. This is a hot time for elections. We're seeing more ads now than I care to about politics. I just think to separate it and say if you're dumb enough to believe that we should be fighting this war, then you deserve what you get.
We know that there were no weapons of mass destruction now, that we went under false pretenses. John Kerry was not in power. No, he would not.
He was not on that after his 7th flip-flop. He went in there.
Forget about John Kerry for a second,
You just reminded me of him. How am I supposed to forget?
Let me do one point, okay? Stop it. People love Barbara.
Why is she doing that?
First of all, Elizabeth should be giving that speech out of minivan window. She's not qualified. Joy is too smart for. She's just
No,
the sort of
why
person.
did they hire?
That's what I'm loving about that.
Don't you understand? Why did they hire somebody who's not smart, who's on the right? Of course.
It's a good. Exactly.
Come on.
She's more of a soccer mom type of mentality, as opposed to a really bright.
As opposed to what? Joy? I mean, Rosie's not a soccer momish?
No. I'm saying that they're comics. They run circles around her mentally. There's no way a dummy like that. She argues like a soccer mom. She's not smart enough to argue with people like Joy and Rosie. She's not.
She'll blurt out party line stuff that she reads in the paper.
Maybe by his 7th flip-flop.
Yeah.
Is that what you have, stupid?
And they're saying intellectual things?
No, but they're just rapid fire.
They're burning her.
They're throwing points on it. They're running up into the structure. They're firing points, and she goes, well, I'm seeing more ads than I care to, and after his 7th flip-flop.
Well, she's right about one thing. Some of these ads, I feel like they almost
from your lips to God's ears.
Hey, we love Paul R. Nelson.
I'm Paul R. Nelson.
Oh, Lordy Lord.
Well, that's not him. Wow, that's a...
Bob Menendez.
That's a bad... I'm Paul R. Nelson.
Nelson.
I'm Paul R. Nelson.
Nelson. I'm Paul Nelson. Did you say Paul R. Nelson?
No.
Don't have time?
No, we don't have
That's
time.
too bad. All right. Everyone panicked. Everyone panicked. All right, we got one more clip from The View as they try to discuss this.
Listen, I'm going to give you, just like I'm on Crossfire, the closing comment, and you a closing comment, and I would just like to say a start.
See, Rosie is just,
Rosie
it's
takes
her show
control,
already.
It's her show.
You know,
you think Star would ever have done that?
No, Barbara Walters is there, but, Rosie's like, she understands how to produce a TV show.
When Rosie wants to talk, she grabs Barbara's hair by the back the way a man would on a date while the chick's in the passenger seat. And while she's talking, Barbara's going...
Closing comment, and you a closing comment, and I would just like to say a startling fact. This is November 1st. In October, we lost the most American troops ever.
Oh, that's intelligent. Come on.
No, I'm not talking about... I'm talking about when they're back and forth.
And I'm talking about everything.
Yeah. The
I don't
big
like this
picture.
new liberal attitude out of you.
No, it's not.
I know,
I'm
right?
saying, my point was that they hired...
Shut your face.
No,
I'll tell you what your point was.
All right, well, you tell me after.
You stick to your Letterman sets, kid. You're good at them.
No, my point was that that she's a dumbbell who's not qualified to make that argument. There's a lot of women who are brighter.
Opie, shut him up. He's slipping. The show's starting to get...
No, I like what Jimmy's saying.
No,
I'm so with him.
I'm right.
She's so out of her league.
She's a dope.
And the other two
She's
are what?
just reciting stuff.
Policy experts.
No, but they're
reciting stuff from the left.
They're better at debating, and they're funnier people. And they're better at what they're doing, which is it's a talk show.
You know who's funny? Me.
You certainly are, and he's going to be appearing at Caroline. See how I plug on
silly.
purpose?
I'm at Gotham.
Elizabeth should be talking about like Hollywood gossip.
Yeah.
You know, stuff she's good at.
Exactly.
Instead of like reciting stuff she reads in a stupid book that anyone could get at Barnes & Noble.
Like
there's a whole section now. You got the Ann Coulter book, you got the right next to the Michael Myers book, right next to the Al Franken book. All you do is read that for an hour and you feel like an expert on all this stuff.
You know everything.
That's exactly what she sounds like.
Joy buried her with, well, they both went to Yale. Why is he an elitist and Bush isn't? Well, because he talks like he's she talks like what? And because Bush talks, the way she was debating her, she was smacking her in the face. Elizabeth would go, middle class housewife, and she would smack her. Middle class housewife statement.
Yeah.
It's like fine if you're going to make those statements, but don't be on national television.
We got to get out of here, but let me get this last clip in.
American troops ever. 101 Americans were killed in a civil war in another country that had nothing to do with 9/11 and that had no weapons of mass destruction. Final comment, Joy?
All these people who love this war, why don't they send their husbands and children? Okay.
That's not typical comments from my
one more thing to say. I just think they should stop changing the conversation. We are in the middle of a heinous war that is destroying our country, that is splitting our country. Stop talking about gay marriage. I don't want to hear about gay marriage right now.
Then why'd you bring it up?
This war.
Then why is it always about
Right now, Elizabeth, you have a closing comment?
Go to the polls next week. I think you should choose to either fight the war on terror or fight Republicans. Pick your battle.
Okay. And I think that voting is important, and if every woman watching this show did it, we could change the course of the country.
Every woman.
None of you guys picked up on the fact that I said that.
What?
The Ann Coulter book was right next to the Michael Myers book.
Oh, wow, no.
Well, Michael Myers is
Here I'm trying to make a great point about...
He's talking about Michael...
I think you meant
Michael Moore.
No, but there's a black writer, Michael Myers. So he's like...
Oh, really?
Oh, I thought he meant the guy from Halloween, the murderer.
Oh, my God.
Or Austin Powers.
Thank you, Snapman, for Whackbag. There I am trying to make an intelligent point.
That's it.
I say Michael Myers.
You all of a sudden turned into that dopey dame from The View.
I certainly did. What an ass.
This is Paul R. Nelson, and you're listening to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Thank you, Paul R. Nelson.
Michael Myers. Oh, God. I should stick to
Michael Myers.
I should stick to just stomping on cakes.
I'm reading that one.
That's all I'm good at.
I'm reading that one right after I read the Jason Voorhees book. I hear that's
Michael
pretty
Myers
good.
is a political writer.
Oh, thanks, Colin. You could have helped me out earlier.
No one knows that.
What does making hay...
I said that earlier.
Shut up. What does making hay mean, since you seem to know what it doesn't mean?
Making hay while the sun shines means not starting trouble like she's saying, but it means doing, making hay. Doing your work while the sun's out.
What the hell?
No one knows what he just said. Thank you, Elizabeth.
It just means
what?
No, I said making hay doesn't mean starting trouble.
You're using stuff that's out there to start trouble.
No, that's not what it means.
Making hay.
I grew up in Iowa. And making hay while the sun shines. You know what that means? It doesn't mean starting trouble while the sun's out.
So what does it mean again?
It means just working, doing your stuff while you can do it while the sun's out.
Make hay of it.
You can't make hay when it's dark out, I guess.
Yeah?
Maybe one of our Texas listeners could call in and clarify, because we don't know this.
They're making hay of this.
No, this is a long story.
I just want people to forget about my Michael Myers comment.
You should be an expert on hay because you're an ass.
Kenny's an expert on hay. Just look at his hair. Another dry hair joke, yes, people. Colin Quinn at Gotham Comedy Club starting tonight through Sunday. One show tonight at 9:30. That's between 7th and 8th on 23rd Street. Gotham Comedy Club, 212-367-9000. Always a pleasure, Colin.
Thanks, guys.
Are you going to XM with us so you can curse?
No, I got to go do an interview.
With who?
Oh.
Some newspaper stuff. At my publicist's office, some newspaper.
You're getting too comfortable with
You're making hay.
With what?
You're getting too comfortable with this show.
What do you mean?
Go the distance with us.
Well, guess what? It said on my sheet you only want to be till 8:30.
That's not
too comfortable.
true.
Yeah, well, how about this for truth?
What?
Last time I called in, I called it. Oh, Opie's going to be.
Oh, no. What?
2 months ago I called in. You want to talk about discomfort? 2 months ago I called in. Remember? Because the time I called in before Opie, because he always hits like 3 good ones and then he hangs up. He knows when to go.
Yeah.
I was like, he's right. I do. I call up. Some dummy on the phone goes to me, yeah, Opie says we're probably too busy for you today. And he might say,
no.
hey, shut up and let me finish. Let me finish, Opie. So I go, I listened to the show that morning because I was staying up all night at the time. You know what it was? It was an important show. It was the day after the first live comedy show. So it was really important. I think Bill Burr called in.
Oh.
And I think maybe, Patrice might have stopped by. It's not like it was a big celebrity day. I can understand that. Why did you smell that shirt, you creep?
All right, listen, we got to go. We're late.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're late.
Colin Quinn at Gotham Comedy Club tonight, all right?
Oh, bye, folks. It's a real gutbuster.
All right, if you're not joining us at XM, have a great day. We talked about earlier, Flavor Flav hijacked our Halloween show. He was on that stage for 55 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think...
He was supposed to do 5, maybe 10.
Yeah.
I think that Flavor Flav was understandable because he is the big name now, but I think from now on, your audience and hip-hop should not be...
Never the twain shall meet.
Yeah, they...
Was I the only one on the edge of my seat just waiting for some awful thing to happen?
I was waiting for maybe an audience chant that involved an N,
yes,
a pairing of a couple of consonants, and then maybe an R at the end.
It really was. The Green Room was like one of those Johnson family reunion movies. And here's Uncle Nate. He passes gas at the family barbecue.
It was just, it didn't stop.
No.
And now I want to bring up, I want to introduce, who, what now? He's got his whole family up there.
And like you said, it just doesn't stop, and we could leave it at that.
No.
The whole family.
No, the whole family.
That's the thing, I guess, as far as, economically speaking.
Yeah.
Where does the family stop? I don't want to say they were ghetto, but the kids had bling holders.
We'll be talking about this. We'll be talking about this one for years.
Ooh.
The Green Room was painted purple.
All right. Colin Quinn in studio.
Hi,
Yes.
everybody.
What fun we had at the Halloween party.
Oh, we had first, let me just say, Jim Norton, brilliant, and really what you guys said, doing that kind of material, you know, it's not easy, and it was really great to see somebody.
You said it was a man set.
It was a man set, and I didn't vouch for the outfit.
What was wrong with the outfit?
The fact that it was an outfit. That he was so proud. You just see him getting out of the cab or the car, trying not to wrinkle himself. All dressed up with mummy.
Oh, you'd be disgusted. I actually brought it in a separate over-the-shoulder bag. Had them steam it.
It was a back-to-school outfit.
Could you steam this, please?
But it was a great set.
Thanks.
Oh.
But, yeah, that was some Halloween party. I think.
Well, what'd you say about Letterman, though, too?
Oh, I was saying that Letterman definitely, Anthony nailed it. He could care less about anybody. I was in there once a couple of years ago, and for some reason I made him laugh. I said something sarcastic on the air. Afterwards, the producers go, Letterman really liked you. He liked you. And I go, great. Well, you know, I live 2 blocks away from the show, so if you ever have a fallout, call. Oh, you really? You could do... Hey, guys, sure. So I was just picturing myself being like the new Tony Randall, getting all these free $600 paychecks and nailing...
Just getting the phone call.
That was 3 years ago. They've never called me once.
And you live right there.
Not once.
Not
once. The school says you've been there.
Yeah, in case someone cancels, they could call Colin Quinn.
That's
He would be there
exactly-
like that.
Yeah, I got
like
a little
that.
material. I had it all planned out in my head. Never called once. So.
Oh.
Now Jim's like, what does it have to do with me?
No, I know exactly what it has to do with me. No matter how good you think you do, he just forgets you before he's up those steps.
Yeah, either way, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's just another show under his belt.
But someone in his position, what is it going to take for him to remember you?
But
Because he's seen it all.
Like to do 10 appearances, to be that person that keeps coming back on the show time and time again. Then he'll know who you are.
And even
But,
then,
you know,
it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
Even on the breaks, he just sits there, looks out numbly at the audience.
In the scheme of things, it doesn't matter. He's Dave. He's done this for years. He's got his way of doing it, and that's it.
Well, you know,
Well, you're going to fault the man. You're going to fault the man. Don't screw up our December appearance.
I am going to fault him.
You're going to fault him. He's a genius. He's been on the air doing this for how many years? Come on, longer than all of them put together. Parr, Carson, right?
No, I don't know about that.
Of course not, but I'll say that.
What's he, 20 years now? Over 20 years?
Who cares? What do you think? I follow his damn career? Let's move on.
I don't know. You might know.
I want to talk about the party Tuesday.
You do?
Mamma mia. I left about probably 10 minutes before Flav and them. You know, I knew they weren't going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Were you you were on the stage for part of the flavor.
Colin left in the middle of that whole thing with Flav. You just finally were like, what am I doing here?
He's an old salt. He knew exactly what was
what am I doing
was
here?
there when they started.
Yeah.
Flavor Flav and Chuck D. When Chuck D weighed under 280. And I walked to the front, and as I was walking in, meanwhile, they checked me for like 6 laminates when I came in. They're like, look, this is what we have to do. I was like, I understand. 6 laminates. They go backstage.
They had to take...
Kenny had to come get me.
They had to do it. Yeah, they had to do a DNA test.
Bunch of crap.
I was
Retinal
leaving,
scan.
the same girl sitting at that door, looking anywhere but to right where she was standing, as like... 50 thugs came rolling in.
Yep.
And I was like, boy, I'm leaving right before the Superdome. They came rolling in.
Well, we discussed
Check their laminates?
No, it was no. You didn't even look
please.
near them.
Laminates, indeed.
They was rolling 20 deep up in there. You're talking about a ghetto situation.
I knew there was going to be. I knew there was going to be problems because there were just too
there were
many
no
in
problems,
his posse.
right?
No, there was.
Really?
There was a couple of incidents where one of our fans, her sister, got a pocketbook taken right off her arm as the gentleman laughed at her.
Oh, no.
Yeah, as one of the gentlemen laughed at her.
Inside or outside?
Either
inside, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it was just inside the door. I'm not sure of all the details.
Well, cops right outside. Why didn't
talking to my ass again.
Why didn't you tell the cops?
I believe a cop was told. First, security inside the place was told, and they did nothing. And then a cop was told, and they, by that point, what are you going to do?
Was the guy gone?
Yeah, he was gone.
There were witnesses, though?
Yeah, this happened. This happened.
I just find it hard to believe
there was a lot of groping, a lot of grabbing by the posse.
That's exact. I'm telling you,
they
as I was
just
coming
love
in,
doing that.
It's unbelievable.
They love doing that. I don't know why.
Yes,
What
you
is
do.
it?
We all know why.
I believe Jim.
Right.
I believe
Hundreds
Jim
of
was
years ago.
introducing the issue on Letterman last night. Why? That's messed up.